Welcome to you once again. This is Astrology, bringing you my tarot series, giving you tarot and patra readings, birth charts, crystals and runes included. Join me on this journey. Okay, we come to the reading for June 12th to 25th, 2022 for the air trine. And just to highlight for you that the air trine consists of Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So let's pull that first card and see what it is, the situation. And the situation for the tarot week June 12th to the 25th is strength. And strength is your inner strength, your courage, your bravery, your compassion, tenderness, and confidence. We see a woman here patting or tending to a lion who is very quiet, who is leaning against her, who has, a calm demeanor. So that when the strength card comes up in a reading, it would suggest that your own inner strength is being put to the test. It asks you to calm down and not just react to a situation. Take the time to handle the issues because you would need strength to do it, and it reassures you that no matter what is going on, no matter how dreadful the situation can be, you do have the inner strength at your disposal to handle the situation and survive through it. Strength asks you to feel the fear and do it anyway. Put your doubts aside and show courage, fortitude, because others are relying on you to bring them through a difficult time. But this card can also question where your strengths lie. Is it physical strength, emotional strength? Is it supporting? Is it enabling? And what is it supporting? Whom is it enabling and to do what? It tells you that maybe you should examine this area of your life and assess your own strengths and see how best they could apply to your life and the situation concerned for the good of all. Are you fearful of putting yourself forward for a promotion or to start your own business? You need to calm down the fears of failure and rejection and find the pride of the lion in yourself and step forward. Others may be inspired by your courage. So that air trine, you are the intellectual, you are the communicative trine, because you are Mercury, Venus, and Saturn all rolled in together through Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So that find your inner strength. Is it Saturn that you want to work hard and work steadily but slowly to achieve that goal? Is it Mercury that you want to work through your speech and your intellect and your mind and flitting from one to the other, that you can see all but not take a decision? Is it Venus where you want to be stable but you also want to get the good things in life? Where does your strength come from? And this card tells you that this is the situation for you, that strength is there and strength should be inspiring you. And then we have the influence card, which is the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups is all about romance, the heart of the situation, challenges, hopes and fears, chivalry, being swept off your feet, attraction. So that, in a general context, the Knight of Cups can represent offers, good news, invitations. The news or offers he brings usually carry with them a lot of excitement. It carries with him action takers, that indicate now is the time to take action and follow your heart. You are on the verge or the cusp of being swept off your feet. The Knight of Cups can also signify gentleness, affection, and warmth. So with the Strength card, where your topic or where your situation is for this period, air trine, the influence here is romance, is the tenderness, is to take the news and learn to be chivalrous, warm, tactful, a good negotiator. You know, this is what the Knight of Cups is telling you to let influence you, the warmth of your personality, the tender side of your personality. Let that be the influence on the strength. And then we have your character and attitude coming through in the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands is all about new beginnings, good news. It's all about physically starting something because it's action. Wands is action. You know, it's a creative spark. It's a new initiative. It's accepting a challenge. And the Ace of Wands, as I said, represents the physical start of something. And once this has been lit, you know, it will explode into your life, demanding all types of action to be taken, so that your strength is leading you to be influenced by the warmth, but your character is all about passion. It's all about gung-ho. It's all about doing something. It's all about initiative. It's all about creativity. You know, you may be flying by the seat of your pants for some of this period, but this chance or golden opportunity wouldn't come to you forever. So you know, these new beginnings, these alternative routes, this new mechanism or the new way of doing something, it's coming in there. Something is coming, and it may not be in your comfort zone. It might be out of your comfort zone, but the Ace of Wands ignites the fire in your belly that makes you reach for the stars and follow your dreams. You know, it make your move or strike out on your own, that kind of path that you're looking at. So probably you're in a group and you need to do something on your own to achieve something, to make you feel that you have achieved something. And you know, when this ace arrives in your life, you might be aware that something is ready to erupt, something is ready to burst free, because it's the Ace of Wands. It's defining you to take action, and this is what the character is all about. So you have the strength, you have the influence of the tender heart, the romance, the partnership, and now you have the Ace of Wands telling you this is a new beginning, be creative. And then we have the timing, and the timing comes from the Six of Wands. And you know, the timing, well, wands is usually a denoting day, you know, or days, and the Six of Wands can mean within 6 days. And this is triumph, achievement, being at the top of your game, the best of the best, success, victory, strength, leadership, stability, you know, enthusiasm. But this timing with these days, and some in accordance with astrology and tarot, this timing could be around the beginning of August, you know, so that we are in June right now, so that the beginning of August is when this victory is coming through. So with your strength, with the influence and the new beginnings that you have, your creativity, you can see results probably by August. This is what the Six of Wands is telling you. And when the Six of Wands appears, you know, it indicates strong leadership abilities, your relentless enthusiasm, your motivation, you know, and your drive could be inspiring others to get on board with you. And this is, we come back to the strength card here. You know, when you show strength and your inner strength, it can encourage people, and the Six of Wands is also telling you that, you know. So the timing and the topic are aligning here, you know, and that any differences or struggles you had with others and winning them over, you know, by way of thinking or acting will kind of disappear as you convince them of your abilities, that you have their best interests at heart. This is what the Six of Wands is all about, you know. It is helping you realize your goal and ultimately assist others around you with realizing theirs. Everyone benefits from the situation by sharing and supporting each other, you know. But there is a definite leader, and you are the leader here, because Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, you are the leaders here. And depending on the house for Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius for you, then that will tell you what you are the leader of. Are you the leader of your family? Are you the leader in your work? Are you the leader for yourself, where you have to step outside that community and that family oriented environment. So this is why you need to know what these cards are for you in your particular bhava or house, you know. And these things will control the outcome, but it very much depends on you and who you identify with in this reading. So that now let us see what is the outcome, and the outcome here is the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is a card again of action. You know, it's a card of telling you that there's going to be an answer, there's going to be a resolution, but it's going to be sudden. It's a sudden arrival. It might be your personal freedom, but you hate restrictions and boundaries, so you want to get away. But you are you have a hectic life. You are extremely busy, but you're unconventional. But you are bold, brave, and you are a warrior, because you are coming back here from the battle with this wand in your hand that signifies your victory, that you're bringing a message of advice, maybe advice on something. And what could advice be? Because the Ace of Wands is telling you new beginnings. Strength is telling you about your inner strength and influencing others. Your influence card is the Knight of Cups, telling you, you know, look at the tender side of it, the romantic side of it, the softer side of your strength, so that a victory will be there for you and others if this is what you do. And the outcome here is the Knight of Wands, so that, you know, you can have follow through. You can have restrictions lifted or boundaries extended. And you know, it suggests that the Knight of Wands has an energy that could influence whatever your issue is. And if your issue depends on a message or advice or way of life, then you need to take that on board. But remember, in the Trine concept, it deals with the houses, the bhavas. So that the Trine concept, as I said before, is Gemini, your first house, your fifth house, your ninth house. Is it your second, your sixth, or your 10th? These are the trines. Is it the Dharma trine, the Artha trine? What trine is it for you? So that these are the answers that could give you more direction and more outcome or definition, or a defining moment as to you knowing exactly what these are about for you particularly. When the Knight of Wands comes in a reading, we must look at the surrounding cards. And you know, the surrounding cards here is telling you all about inner strength, but an inner strength that could affect others, that could encourage others. You know, that you need to use your tender side, your soft side, your romantic side, your side that deals with relationship. You need to look at the opportunities that are coming to you, because they may not come after this period. You know, you may have golden opportunities coming to you to gain that success with the Six of Wands, but you need to take that action. You need to take that initiative. Be creative like the Ace of Wands to get the outcome of the Knight of Wands. You know, and you might be helping the situation by taking that action in the particular way that the influence card is telling you. You know, you might be helping it rather than hurting it. And the Knight of Wands is a double fire, so even if he's helpful, he might be a bit too overwhelming at times, or could possibly be trying to take control of the situation. So again, with the Strength card, you may be trying to take control, but it's telling you to look at your inner strength, look at your convictions, look at your leadership abilities and your leadership, how you lead. You know, do you lead by autocracy, or do you lead by teamwork? What is it, and how do you lead? You might be a little too enthusiastic or eager to get to this outcome, because the Knight of Wands is all about energy and enthusiasm and eagerness. But it's telling you the situation is that you use your inner strength. Jump on that chance, yes, take that action. And you have two knights here, the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands. So that the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands is telling you, use your heart, you know, to take that action, to get that outcome that you want, that victory. Because if you don't use your heart or your emotions for this period, you may have unfinished projects, or things may not come to a head, it may not be complete, so that you will be left hanging. So air trine, Gemini, Libra and Aquarius, understand that these cards are just a general guidance, but for you to understand your specific area of life that it's going to affect, please visit Zidam Astrology so that you can be guided accordingly and you can ask your questions of your particular situation. Bhagwan's blessings has once again allowed me to bring another video to you on the air trine, and I ask that you share, you sign up and you subscribe. I always ask that you stay safe, healthy and happy until we meet again. This is usually my ending for my videos, but you know I always like to mix things up at Zidam Astrology. And after this slide you will find a tutorial on the concept of the trine, which I am utilizing for these horoscopes of the zodiac for you on Zidam Astrology on my YouTube channel. So if you wish to have further information on why I use the concept of the trine and what the trine is all about, then you can continue on with this video. Thank you so much, and once again I remind you, share, sign up and subscribe. Okay, this is your tutorial. As I mentioned to you in this video, that I'm going to leave a tutorial so that you can see why I have formulated the trine concept to read horoscopes at Zidam Astrology rather than read individual signs from Aries to Pisces for you. And I've found in my research and in my reading and from my teachings that there are commonalities between the tarot and the Kundali, which is your birth chart in Vedic astrology. So that these are the commonalities that have aligned together, that have created a method that will utilize the tarot and Vedic astrology to read and analyze for you in the trine concept. And this is a Kundali or birth chart taken randomly on somebody born on April 21st, 2022 at 6 a.m. And this person's birth chart or natal placements are here for you to see that these are the placement. This is the fate of this person. This is the ascendant or lagna, as we say in Vedic astrology, where we say this is the first house of the 12 houses in the zodiac sign. So wherever the ascendant or lagna falls is where we denote in Vedic astrology your first house. And in this particular chart we go clockwise from Aries to Pisces so that we'll know where your first to 12th house falls. So your first house is Aries, your 12th house will be Jupiter. And each house in Vedic astrology denotes something. It denotes your wealth, your family, your siblings, your relatives, your children, your marriage, your father, your mother, your work, your career, your community, your luck, your spirituality, your illnesses, whether it's chronic or routine, you know, how you will earn your money, how you will lose your money, a multiplicity of things. And each of these houses has its significations that we read for you in Vedic astrology. So this is your natal chart. This is your fate. You cannot change the positioning of these planets in your Kundali, because this is the placement of the planets when you were born, the time you were born, and the place you were born. However, you cannot change fate, but you can change destiny. And destiny comes from the transit of the planets, because each of these planets, they move from one sign to the next during particular periods, and you can change your destiny through your freedom of expression and will, through your ambition, through your courage, so that you can change destiny. You can't change fate. And the transit of planets will give you a chance to change your destiny. And transits, planets move, as we see here, Saturn every 2.5 years, and so on and so forth. This is how planets move from one sign to the next. Neptune takes 14 years to move from one sign to the next. Mercury takes 1 month. Sun takes 1 month. And you will see these are the 12 planets that I deal with at Zeta Astrology, so that they are the ones that I look at and how they move. And every placement of a planet in a particular sign says something, does something, has an aspect on your natal planet, and it throws out potential or a pathway for you to understand what can be happening. You know, it is the natal chart is a map of what the sky was like on the day for us to know ourselves and to better understand the types of energy we have available for each moment and situation in life. And because of the transits where destiny can be changed, we can say that this placement is not decisive, but it shows options and it marks pathways in which we can utilize to make choices during our lifetime. And then we have the source code of astrology, and that FEAW is basically fire, earth, air, and water. Those are the trines that I look at, and the 4 elements are the source code of astrology, and they are the blueprint of your soul. You know, you become the architect of your destiny by using this blueprint of our soul. And the blueprint of our soul, one of the trines that I use, because it's the foundation, you know, one of the trines that I use is the Dharma Trikona. And the Dharma trine tells you that, you know, this is the trine that keeps us on the soul's mission, the accumulated merit and the manifestation of past karma. And this 159 denotes the houses 1, 5, and 9. And as you see, we have fire, earth, air, and water trines. So this is the source code of astrology. And tradition holds that religious duty, or dharma, is the primary aim of human life, since it is the foundation which you develop your wisdom and your discretion to pursue wealth, which is artha, which is another trine, happiness, karma, which is a third trine, and we pursue these wealth and happiness from the wisdom we get from dharma, so that we will not compromise our chances of liberation, which is moksha, which is the 4th trine. But I use the 1st trine because it is the foundation, it is the primary aim of your birth on this earth. And Hinduism describes the Dharma trine as the natural universal laws whose observance enables us to be contented and happy and to save ourselves from degradation and suffering. So that dharma is the moral law combined with spiritual discipline that guides our life, you know, and this is what the dharma trine is. And I'm just going to pull up another version of the zodiac circle, the 12 signs, and I'll just give you an example, so that this random Kundalini or birth chart gives you Aries as the ascendant, and with Aries as the ascendant, that will be the 1st house. The 1st house will be Aries, the 5th house will be Leo, and the 9th house will be Sagittarius, and this is the trine. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius is the fire trine, and with the fire trine, even if your first bhava is Leo, then Leo will be your 1st house, Sagittarius will be your 5th, and Aries will be your 9th. You will still remain in that trine if your ascendant moves from Aries to Leo or Sagittarius. And remember, your ascendant moves every 2.5 hours every day from one zodiac sign to our next in Vedic astrology. And then we have the Earth trine, and the Earth trine can begin with Taurus, and if it begins with Taurus, then you would have as your fifth house, you will have Virgo. As your ninth house, you will have Capricorn, and this is your Earth trine. Then your air trine will be Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. That is your air trine. And obviously your water trine will then be Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, so that all your signs are taken care of there, as you see. So these are the trines. And why I do the horoscope in trines is because Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, when one is activated, each of these are activated because they are in a trine. They are in a dharma trine, a dharma, where your duty, where your vision, where your wisdom are all created for you to understand that first house is you are born, then fifth house is your children, and the ninth house is your father. So you get the circle of evolution. Your father produces you with your mother. Your mother helps you throughout your life. When you are an adult, then you produce children. And that is where you get this circle of evolution, so that the Dharma trine here is what connects each of these three signs in the zodiac. And then we have the tarot deck. And the tarot deck, as we know it, has wands, pentacles, swords, and cups. And you will see that the wands is with fire, the pentacles is earth, and swords are air, and cups are water. So that here now we have the commonality between the tarot deck and the zodiac or astrology, the source code of astrology. So that you know, this is what I find with the commonalities. There are so many other things that I can speak about, but this is the basic. You know, this is the basic. And if we have to talk about, you know, a tarot spread, you know that my go-to tarot spread is the Tetractys. And the Tetractys tarot spread comes from that Greek philosopher Pythagoras, who threw out for us the Pythagoras theorem. And he, you know, he can be viewed as a Vedic Brahmin, because three of the things he did or believed in was that he wore white exclusively, he was a vegetarian, and he believed in reincarnation. And his theorem existed in the Sanskrit texts in India. So that, you know, there we have the commonality again. And then even so, the tarot deck, the fire is clubs, pentacles is diamonds, swords is aligned to spades, and cups is aligned to hearts. So this is where we get the commonalities. This is where I can utilize a union of tarot and Vedic astrology to bring you a complex issue, but a different take on reading your birth chart, because you cannot live by yourself, you weren't born by yourself, and you can't grow up by yourself. There is a community, and that community brings the trine, so that you feel comfortable if you are in the fire trine with people from Leo and Sagittarius if you were born in Aries. Likewise, it goes so for the other trines. So this is my research, this is my method that I use, and I hope I was clear, complete, and concise. I ask that you share, sign up, and subscribe, review my videos, look at my transit series, and I will join you next time. Thank you so much.